In our next lesson, I will cover interviewing techniques. There are many different interviewing techniques that an organization can utilize. However, I will cover important and effective interviewing techniques to help with the ease of the interviewing process. The first factor is to ensure that there is sufficient time dedicated to the interviewing process with regards to the interviewing times. Anyone interviewing should be prepared to interview in blocks of time and anticipate an interview to last 30 to 60 minutes depending on how the conversation goes with the candidate and the various questions to ask. The next interviewing technique I will cover is interviewing as many candidates as possible in one day. The advantage to this technique is the interviewer is able to keep the candidate's unique skills and qualifications fresh in mind and can compare notes at the end of the day with any other interviewers to be able to make a sound decision. In addition, interviewing candidates in one day helps with the timing of filling the position, as many organizations want to have a first and second interview before making a final determination. Another interviewing technique is to develop a list of interview questions before conducting the interview. The reason for this is to be prepared for the interview and help with organization efforts with the notes and ensure consistency with the types of questions asked of each candidate. More interviewing techniques include asking candidates the same questions to ensure that all aspects of the job are covered and to ensure consistency throughout all interviews and avoid any future issues with possible legal cases. In addition, asking candidates the same questions will help with the selection process of narrowing down the most qualified candidates based upon the responses as it relates to the position requirements. Another technique I would like to cover is to utilize the behavioral interviewing technique, which entails asking candidates open-ended questions. The open-ended questions should be focused on the candidate's past experiences in the workplace and how the candidate handled certain situations. In addition, since teamwork is essential in any work environment, a behavioral interviewing technique question would entail asking the candidates about team projects and the role that the candidates had with the process. Also, an important aspect to remember with behavioral interviewing is that some responses may take some time for the candidate to respond with a scenario and example that is genuine and insightful on the candidate's skills and abilities. The final interviewing technique to mention is correlated with the behavioral interviewing technique, and that is to avoid asking yes and no questions of the candidate, unless it entails asking if the candidate is able to work during the hours of business operation. Also, yes and no questions may be asked if the interviewer wants to confirm information on the resume or application and ask the candidate if a pre-employment background check can be completed as a condition of employment.